Hello and welcome, dear students. Wish you all stay happy, healthy, and safe at home. I'm Yojna Parak, and today I will explain you a chapter from Standard 9 English textbook Moments. The name of this chapter is The Lost Child, written by Mulk Raj Anand. In this chapter, the writer wants to give the message of the relationship between the child and parents and the importance of parents in our life. You can see the image of Mulk Raj Anand in the background. In this chapter, we will see that there is a child who lost his parents in the fair. It will be clear as we go through reading of this chapter. So let us begin now. It was the festival of spring. From the wintry shades of Narrowlands and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bull carts. One little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. Wintry shades of Narrowlands and alleys, that means in the winter season the narrow lanes were full of shade. Lane, that means Sankri Gali, a very narrow path. Emerged, to come out, brimming over, to be full of something. So here it is the season of spring, and we know that in India during the spring season, mostly in various places fairs are organized. So here also in this village a fair is organized in the spring season, and during the winter time the road or the narrow path is full of shades. A gaily clad humanity is emerged. Those who are very enthusiastic and excited for the fair, people have come out to see the fair in huge crowd. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bull carts. So in this way, by different means of transport, they are coming to fair from different destination. One little boy ran between his father's legs. He was so small, or you can say he was very young, that he couldn't even walk with his parents, so he was running with them when they were walking between their legs. Brimming over with life and laughter. First time, because he is so small, he was going to the fair and he was very happy, too much filled with happiness. That is why here brimming over word is used. So he was very much happy that first time he is going to see the fair, and he was very excited, filled with life. "Come, child, come," called his parents as he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. Lagged behind, that means was left behind. Fascinated by, that means attracted by. Lined the way, that means were set up along the way. So here the parents of the child call the parents to come with them, as he was left behind because he was attracted to the toy shop which were there set up along the way in a particular line. So in that particular row, he was watching all the shops and the toys in those shops, and he was attracted by all the things. So he was walking slowly, watching all the things, and he left behind. So his parents called him, "Come, child, come," because they were worried that the child will left behind and will be lost. He hurried towards his parents, his feet obedient to their call, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, he could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew that the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Lingering, that means lasting for a long time. Receding, that is left behind as he walked ahead. Suppress, that is put an end. Cold, that means without any feeling or emotions. So here, when he was left behind, his parents called him so that he could come with his parents, and he won't be lost in the fair. Then, when he was walking, he watched toy shops, and he had too much desire of getting all those toys or any toy from those toy shops. But as his parents called him, so his feet were obedient to their call. That means he couldn't stop there. As his parents called, he had to go to them where they had stopped and they were waiting for him. He could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew that the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. He knew that his parents will show no response to his willingness, to his desire of getting toys, and they will refuse with a cold reaction without any feeling and emotions. So he knew that they will refuse, but still he couldn't suppress, he couldn't control his desire of getting toys. "I want that toy," he pleaded. As he could not control his desire, he asked. Even though he knew that they will deny, still he asked that, "I want that toy." Pleaded, that means requested. His father looked at him red-eyed in anger, in his familiar tyrant's way. Tyrant's way, that is a cruel or oppressive ruler. That means he wants to oppress or suppress the desire of that child, and in cruel manner, with anger, he denied him. His mother melted by the free spirit of the day, because they were going to a fair, so they were very happy and excited. So because of the free spirit of the day, it should be the day should be happy, not end with such kind of emotions, not with anger and not with the feeling that they are being oppressed. So his mother melted and was tender, and giving him her finger to hold, said, "Look, child, what is before you?" So she couldn't overcome the what his father said, but she tried to console the child, and she says that, "Hold my hand and look what is before you. There are so many more attractive things you will find in the fair. So do not stop here. If you are not able to get these things, we will see some more things which you will like it." Then it was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold, as it swept across miles and miles of even land. A group of dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings. intercepting the flight of the lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. The child followed them in the air with the gaze, till one of them would still its wings and rest, and he would try to catch it, but it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air. When he had almost caught it in his hands, then his mother gave a cautionary call. Cautionary that means call with care or worriedness. Come, child, come on to the footpath. Now, yet they haven't reached to the fair. They are on the way. And there they saw the crowd who was rushing towards the fair. In the way they saw, the child saw few shops of toys, and he was very much attracted towards those toys, and he had strong willingness to get the toy, but his father denied. And to console him, his mother showed some love and said that you will find so many attractive things ahead, so come with us. And then they again started walking, and what they found then, it was a flowering mustard field which had yellow color, and it was looking like a melted gold as it swept across miles and miles. It was spread in the area of miles and miles. That means it was spread in vast area of even land. A group of dragonflies were bustling. Dragonflies were fluttering over the field, and on their gaudy purple wings, gaudy that means extremely bright color, purple color wings they had, intercepting the flight of a lone black bee. That means they were interrupting the flight of the lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness. They all were fluttering over the field. Why? Because they wanted to get sweetness from the flowers. The child followed them in the air with his gaze. He was looking at the flies and dragonflies, butterflies, and he wanted to catch them. So he was walking after them to catch them, till one of them would still its wings and rest. So he ran after those flies, bees, and dragonflies to catch them until they sat on one place and still, that means to stop flapping their wings. So when they will rest, he was trying to catch them, and he would try to catch it, but it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air. He wanted that when these flies will stop flapping their wings and when they will stop flying, when they will rest, I will catch them. But they did not stop flying, and they went up into the air where he couldn't reach. When he had almost caught it in his hands, so it leapt from his hands. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. He forgotten that he was with his parents, and he got engaged in that amusement when he saw dragonflies, flies, bees in the field. So his parents called him again to be with them. He ran towards his parents gaily and walked abreast of them for a while, being, however, soon left behind, attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Now, in winter season, everyone likes to enjoy the sunshine. Abreast, that means side by side and facing the same way. Teeming out, that means to pour or empty out. So here again, when his parents called him, he started walking with them side by side. For a while he tried to walk with them, however, again he left behind when he was attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath. They were coming out on the surface, forgetting the pleasure of sunshine. So he was attracted by those worms and insects. "Come, child, come," his parents called from the shade of a grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well, that is kuwa. So he ran towards them. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove. Young flowers, that are the blossom flowers, which has just blossomed now, started falling on him. Forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hands. But lo, he heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents, shouting, "The dove, the dove!" The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. So we can see that how this child forgets everything that he left behind, and he gets attracted to every new thing he sees. Now again, when he was left behind, when he was watching the worms and insects along the footpath, again his parents gave him a call, "Come, child, come." And they were sitting in a small wood or group of trees. Wood you can call a jungle. So they were in the small forest, or you can say a group of trees. There they were sitting and on the edge of a well in that forest. He ran towards them as they called him. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child. There were lots of trees in the forest, and suddenly when he was going towards his parents, flowers started falling upon him. That is why it is called the shower of flowers, and he really enjoyed when the flowers were falling on him. As he entered the grove and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals, that the leaves of flowers, in his hands. So he was again attracted by one more new thing that he found in the way. Petals, or you can say flowers, started falling upon him, and he got attracted towards that, and he forgot that his parents were calling him, and he started gathering all the petals. Now as he is a young child, he gets amused and attracted to every new thing what he sees. In this way he is attracted towards every new things which comes in his way, and he forgets all other things which he left behind, and his parents have to call him again and again to be with them, as he gets engaged in those things which amuses him. Now again he got engaged in collecting the petals which fall upon him, and he was really excited and he got very happy by that. But lo, suddenly a surprising thing happened. He heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents to call them and to tell them that there were doves. when he saw that beautiful bird, he was really amazed, and again he was very joyful, and he went to his parents shouting that, see, there are dove. And he even again forgotten the petals which he had gathered in his hands. Come, child, come, they called to the child, who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree. As he was looking different things and finding them amazing, he tried to chase them, and he even forgotten that he was walking with his parents, and he by following or by chasing all the things which amused him, he forgotten the way, and he went to different ways by chasing all the things. So here again, by chasing those doves, he went to the wild capers round the banyan tree, and again his parents called him, come, child, come. Capers, that means a playful skipping movement round the banyan tree. When he saw the banyan tree, he was again very amused and pleased with that, and he started moving around that playfully. And gathering him up, they took the narrow winding path which led to the fair through the mustard field. So they were going through the mustard field. In that way, he saw some flies, insects, worms. Then a shower of petals fell on him, and then he saw dove, and he started playing around the banyan tree. And then his parents took him and went towards the narrow path which straightly led to the fair. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering, because first time he was going to the fair and he was wondering that what place this is. He was feeling like this is a new kind of world which he hasn't seen ever before. So as soon as they reached to the fair in the village, the child could see many footpaths full of throngs. Throngs, that means huge crowd, converging to be the whirlpool of the fair. That means they all were gathering to the whirlpool of the fair. Here you can see in this image there is a whirlpool, or you can say a merry-go-round. Nearby that there is lot of crowd, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. Again he got attracted by that scenario which he saw in the fair. A sweetmeat seller hawked gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi at the corner of the entrance, and a crowd pressed round his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets. The sweets had different shapes and colors, and people gathered around the shop of that sweetmeat seller, and he was hawking about the sweet he was selling. Gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi, and this kind of different sweets he had, decorated with leaves of silver and gold. The child stared open-eyed, and his mouth watered for the barfi that was his favorite sweet. Again he got attracted towards the sweet, in which Burfi was his favorite, and his mouth watered for that, and open-eyed with too much desire of having it, he started staring at the sweet. "I want that Burfi," he slowly murmured, but he half knew as he begged that his plead would not be heeded. No one will pay any attention towards his willingness or his request. So when he saw the sweet, suddenly from his mouth it came out that, "I want that Burfi." But he slowly murmured it because half-heartedly he knew that his parents won't allow him, so he couldn't ask them, but he couldn't control that words came from his heart. So now, as he knew that his parents will pay no attention towards his request, so he didn't ask them, and because his parents would say he was greedy, so without waiting for an answer, he moved on. A flower seller hawked a garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. That means he was so much attracted towards the flowers, he couldn't control him, and he went towards that flower seller. He went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped. Heaped, that means were kept one upon each. And half murmured, धीरे से बोलना, murmur that means to speak very politely and in a very low tone. "I want that garland," but he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. These flowers are not so good, and these flowers are not even needed. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on again. Now in this way, we saw that the child gets attracted to every this and that thing, and being a villager, it is not possible for every parent to give the child whatever he wants, or to satisfy every desire of the child. Now the child thought that the parents are of such kind that they won't pay any attention to my desire or to my request. So without waiting for the answer, he just went on. He had willingness of getting different kind of things, but he knew that his parents will refuse. Once or twice he tried also, but he got that cold refusal reaction. So then he even did not dare to ask his parents, and even he had the desire, but he suppressed his desire and then walked along towards the path with his parents. So what his thinking was that the parents does not care for him, and they will not give him anything. They do not care about the desire of the child. So without asking anything, he had desire of getting so many things, but he thought that parents will never pay any attention to my request. So without asking them for any kind of thing, he just went on. Now here we come to the end of this video. The rest of this chapter we will continue in the second part. Till then, be safe, happy and healthy at your home. Keep on studying regularly and properly, and now we will meet in the next video. Till then, see you. Bye bye.